Get in on the action this season with Underdog's Pick'em game. Select higher or lower between 2 and 8 players and compete for up to 325 times your entry. Use code DIRECTOR when signing up to receive up to $1,000 in bonus cash and a free pick. Yo to Bolt fam, it's the Director. Chargers fans, you guys have surprised me, man. It's been a long off season. Lots of hype has been building. We had an awesome draft. Free agency was pretty awesome as well. A lot of anticipation coming into the training camp part of the offseason, but consistently one of the most talked about topics that I'm getting asked about, that's getting, so much attention on social media, has been the Chargers' alternate uniforms reveal, or the whole concept behind it. What is it going to look like? There's fan art flying off the shelves, being shared everywhere on Twitter and Insta, and it just feels like this is a hot topic for Chargers fans this offseason. And the more I think about it, the more it makes sense to me. This, again, very, very sacred subject is the Chargers uniforms. We consider ourselves the best dressed in the uniform in the NFL. And Chargers fans are very, very excited about it. And it's something that doesn't happen very often. You see new uniforms for the Chargers, new concepts, new alternates, whatever, every so many years. And I don't think we're going to see another pack of alternates or another pack of new jerseys for a long time. And for that reason, I wanted to do this justice, man. I did one video maybe a week ago, maybe a little while ago, talking about some of the alternate ideas that have been floating around, some of the concepts have been floating around. I decided to do it justice. This is only going to happen every so often. We're only going to see Chargers uniforms updates every so often. Let's give it a proper analytic video of what we could expect to see from the Chargers on July 15th when it is revealed by the Bolts. So let's get into it, man. Before we do, shout out to the sponsor, Underdog. Use code DIRECTOR to receive up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Newcomers, take advantage of the offer on screen. It's a great way to support my platform while having some fun along the way. Before we do kick off, hit us up with a like and sub if you do enjoy this Chargers content. Small amount of time you guys take to like, sub, and bell notification helps me out a lot. Let's get into it. Lights, camera, action.
Who's got it better than us?
Into the end zone, Charger fans are witnesses to history.
Chargers alternate uniforms ranked. I think that's the kind of area I want to go with it, right? Ranked is what we're looking for. Because I scoured the internet, man. I went deep, dude. I was looking everywhere for any sort of alternate jerseys that we could be looking at to kind of rank them and give our anticipation of what I'm looking for, at least. You guys will get a proper, like, this is what Director wants versus what he's not looking for, as well as you guys in the comment section below. Please let me know some of the designs that resonate with you, some of the jerseys that you're hoping to see, and where it's going to be ranking for you. Now, we do have a couple of clues as to what it's actually going to be. This was just dropped this morning. The Chargers are celebrating the recent Rodney Harrison induction into the Chargers Hall of Fame, and at the very end of the video we saw this logo and it made everybody go crazy, thinking this may be the new alternate Chargers uniform blueprint, right? You got the old school, white bolt look that could be coming to the Chargers, which is a really, really good guess. Besides this and a couple other tidbits, this is really the only evidence that we have to show what may be coming. We know there's 2 jerseys, one alternate and one home and one away. I think Matt Money Smith was the one kind of talking about there is one light and one dark. And that's pretty much it. Outside of that, Chargers fans have been speculating what it could possibly be. And with that, let's get into my very thorough investigation of Chargers alternate uniform concepts, and we're going to give a rating from 1 to 10 on all of these different uniform ideas. And again, this is something I highly encourage you guys to follow along in the comment section and let me know some of your thoughts on these alternate designs. And again, this is something that's very near and dear to me. I'm a very proud Chargers fan of our look, of our heritage, of our history, but more so of the swag, man. This is definitely something that you want to see when you're starting out your football team. You got jersey on and everything. That's what we're looking for. First up, this I kind of wanted to set the bar early here, okay? Because there are some amazing excuse me, concepts that have been created by fans and shared on social media. And some of my favorite that I'm going to show you guys kind of sets the bar for what I'm personally looking for. This was released by thepowderblues.com. Sorry, can't quite see the little logo down here, but they have been putting out some pretty cool concept art in terms of what they would like to see. This, by far and away, is my favorite one. It's definitely a herald back to some of the classic, what would this be, 90s era Chargers, late 80s, early 90s, and something that we were very familiar in seeing LaDainian Tomlinson sport. This would be awesome. I want to say, as a Martin Hampton, if you have any sort of inclination to sport a visor, let's go ahead and make that happen too. That would be very cool and intimidating in these dark jerseys. But like I said, this is very reminiscent of that era of Chargers football, and something that would really help put a stamp on the Jim Harbaugh era. I talked about this in my last video concerning the jerseys. I'm going to go ahead and reiterate one more time. This is a great time to put a new alternate jersey out because of the era that we're in, which is Jim Harbaugh. It's going to be a completely different experience as Chargers fans, and being able to see this jersey, whatever the alternate may look like, and remember instantly that's with the Jim Harbaugh years. This is when we were running the football. This is with Jesse Minter and Justin Herbert and all the players associated. I think that's very special. And being able to reference things like LaDainian Tomlinson, maybe even a nod to Jim Harbaugh and his colors at Michigan, I think is pretty cool. So some of my favorite, this is probably definitely up there as number one. And again, in rating from 1 to 10, I would give this one a solid 10. Flat out, this is basically what I'm looking for as a Chargers fan. As a matter of fact, let's move this one down the list just a little bit, because this is more of what I'm trying to get across to Chargers fans as to what I'm personally looking for. This, again, very reminiscent of what I think the Chargers represent right now with the Jim Harbaugh, mantra of football is. This is what I'm looking for. Now, if you guys are wondering what I'm guessing is going to happen, this one right here is what I kind of think is closer to the Chargers releasing very soon. Is something that's a little bit more of a nod to what we've had in the Navy jerseys with the outline. This, from what I've heard and from what I've read, is probably where we're headed, but this is definitely where I'd be going. So again, this is a 10 out of 10. This is the same jersey, just kind of a different concept. 10 out of 10. Looks fantastic. You could convince me on the numbers on the helmet as well. I'm not quite sure if you're required to have the number either on the helmet or on the shoulder as far as like a requirement or whatever, but if that were the case, I wouldn't mind the number either. I know some Chargers fans don't like that. I personally do like it. It reminds me of the Lance Allworth era a little bit as well, which is pretty cool. Like we see right here, I don't mind the number on the helmet. If you were to add that to this concept too, I think it would be just fine, which is kind of why I included this one as well. This kind of reminds me of that same jersey, maybe a little bit different on the colors, but certainly with the number, I personally don't mind it. So these are all 10 out of 10s for me. As far as this one's concerned, if you guys are wondering, like, this is the one I'm kind of guessing may happen, I'm going to say this one for me is probably closer to like, and I'm going to be a little bit more critical. I want to set the bar really high and kind of tell you guys, what my expectations are as a fan for the design. This one's probably closer to a 6 for me. I definitely don't mind it. It's unique, but I think there's a cooler way to utilize the outline. You can talk me into a 7 because I do personally like these jerseys. I think there's a stigma behind them lately because we haven't won in those jerseys, but the design is certainly not bad. I'm going to say a 6, so I'm going to stick at a 6 for now as we continue on this list because I got to be pretty critical on this one. And then finally, I wanted to give you guys kind of an alternate look at what this one could look like with the number. And I think the yellow face mask is why I included this one. Just a little bit of a design difference here. I do like the yellow face mask a lot, too. I'm going to say that. So this one also a 10. Anything that really involves this, actually, this one's probably more of an 8 because of the outline on the helmet. I just noticed that with the white number. That is interesting. That is interesting. And a lot of these I took one little glance at and I threw it on the list so I could have more of an honest reaction. This one actually throws me off a little bit with the number that's filled in. The yellow helmet. Okay, this one's probably closer to a 7. I actually kind of like this one more than this one that we saw before, but there's some elements to it that I do like more. So we're going to say more of a 7 on this one. All right, next one, another one by thepowderblues.com. Now, I wanted to include something that had a little bit of a royal blue element to it. Now, if I'm being honest with you guys, I don't expect to see a royal blue alternate this season. We didn't see him last year. It feels like the Chargers are maybe moving away from it a little bit. It does herald back to the Kellen Winslow days, but it feels like they're focusing more on the navy and powder blue at this point, which is definitely fair. Very popular among Chargers fans. I do like this, I'm going to say, however. You could talk me into taking the white stripe away from the shoulders and going closer to what the Chargers have now, like what I'm wearing here, where it's more of an outline on the bolt. But I surprisingly, again, I'm not a biggest fan of the royal blues, but I surprisingly do like this one. I would give this one probably closer to a 6 as well, maybe a 5. I'll probably give this one a 5. I do actually like the other outline jersey a little bit more. I got to be honest with you guys, right? I'm going to try and stay honest and genuine with you guys, but I do like this one more than I expect, and I think a 5 is still a pretty good rating in my book. I would be happy with it, but I would be surprised if we did decide to go royal blue. Now let's get into one of the touchiest subjects in all of human history, which is the yellow jerseys. Man, dude, the social media feud behind whether or not the yellow jerseys is the move is absolutely hilarious. I've posted a few on my socials. Chargers fans want me dead. Just simply for sharing them, right? I've made my opinion pretty clear on it previous, and we're going to get more into my opinion now as well. But Chargers fans, there seems to be a huge line in the sand. One side, very vocal Chargers fans that do not want the yellow jerseys. On the other side, maybe fans that do like them but aren't as vocal about it because there is just such a collective heat on the topic, right? I will say personally, let's go through some of the yellow jerseys that I found. This one is a flat out no for me. I do not like the combination. I think this is one of the AI ones that was drawn up. It's probably like a 2 for me. Again, yellow for me is a stretch. And if we're going to make it work, you got to cook with it. And this is definitely not cooking. Okay? And we're going to get a little bit progressively better as we go along in the yellow jerseys because I want to give it a shot, right? Every time I go to a Chargers game, and I'm walking around Thunder Rally, I see Chargers fans in these yellow jerseys. I've seen on their website yellow alternates being sold for a long time because it's just popular with the fan base. There was a leak of a helmet with an outline of the bolt on a yellow helmet that was going around social media a couple of days ago, where Chargers fans were like, wow, it's been leaked. This is the new helmet, the new uniform is coming. That is something that's been sold for a long time. These alternates, these ideas, these concepts, this is something that the Chargers have been peddling for a long time with the fan base via, signed helmets, jerseys, et cetera, et cetera. It has been popular. So I'm not going to completely dismiss the fact that people do like this jersey. Is it my favorite? No. Could I live with it? Probably. But it would be, in my mind, a missed opportunity to do something really cool like some of the jerseys I showed you at the very beginning. That being said, this particular combination with the navies and stuff, I kind of like it. Like, it's okay. And when I say like it, I'm still going to give it a grade of like a 4 because I'm not a huge yellow jersey fan. Maybe even a 3 is where it belongs. But I don't hate it as much as, certainly the first yellow. This one, again, it's interesting. I kind of like the way that the color pops off of it, but I'm again, you got to really cook with the yellow jerseys to make me appreciate them. So I'm going to give this one like a 2, maybe a 3, a bit better than the first one, right? But I'll give this one a 3, considering it's just, again, it's a lot. It's very bright. You got to cook with it. I think you need more contrast, is what I'm trying to get at. Another yellow concept here. This one I like okay, right? The powder blues inside the numbers, the yellow. This one's fine, I guess. I would give it a 4. But you really got to... This last one's probably going to set the bar, for me at least. And you know what? I'm going to say this right now. A lot of Chargers fans... This is actually the jersey that I posted on my social media. And I don't remember what I said. I said something to effective like it's 2 a.m, which it was. And I was like, no one's gonna see this anyway, so I'm just gonna post it. Man, dude, that's where the feud happened. that's where the war kicked off. Can I go find that real quick? Actually, let's go find that one. Let's see. There's a lot of these uniform concepts that we're talking about here. There it is. Okay, this, my goodness, man, this set the internet ablaze. Yeah, they're the bananas. I'm getting shot by the Panther guy. Getting drowned by the fan base. Yeah, people are definitely not super huge on the yellow concepts. I liked this one. This is a tease to my Aussie friends down on it. Okay, this ain't it. But I thought y'all loved yellow terrible things. There you go. If you've never tried it, please don't. Anyway, all I'm gonna say is that some of y'all are lying. That's all I'm going to say, dude. That's all I'm going to say. Some of y'all are lying. 751 likes is pretty significant. As a matter of fact, I think the only jerseys to surpass this one, because all I've been doing is posting these on my socials just to kind of get a reaction of what people would think, right? Like, this one got 400 likes. We're going to show this one in a minute. This one got 400 likes. Some of the earlier ones, and there's other concepts too that we're going to go over in a second, but all I'm going to say is this got a significant amount of likes. So some of y'all out there, some of y'all do like those yellow uniforms. Y'all need to speak up a little bit. That being said, if I go back to that yellow uniform, this concept right here, I'm still going to give it like a 5. This is me personally, my favorite yellow jersey concept. I do think it contrasts well. I like the navy, outline. If we were going to go yellow, this is kind of what I would want to do, okay? Does it mean it's my preference? No. It's still going to be a 5. It's the best among the yellow jerseys. And I could live with it if this ends up being the case. I've always liked that yellow helmet that's been sold on the Chargers, website. I think I saw it at the team store last year too. But, I think we can do better. So I'm going to give this one a solid 5. All right. Next up, I think, is this the light jersey variations? Some of them. Let's actually do this one first. Some of the powder blue alternates too, it does grab my attention. I don't know. This just reminds me of like a lollipop. You know what I mean? It's very colorful. You could say it's a little like hero-esque, superhero-esque. This is fine as well. But again, it's just me personally. I don't know. You have to do something different with the powder blue on the helmet. I would honestly give this one a 4. Which is crazy. I personally like these ones more than this one, which maybe it comes down to some design elements. I don't know, but the contrast, the line is kind of cool too. But yeah, that one doesn't really scream to me. Now some of the lighter. So now I don't have as many examples of this one because there hasn't been too much art released of the white alternates, but you're going to see the Chargers white alternates at least once or twice this season. And from what I'm guessing, they're going to look really, really cool. Does gray count? I don't know. Maybe they could lighten this gray up a little bit, but to be honest with you, this is pretty cool. Like, if it didn't look so much like the Detroit Lions, it might get a higher grade. I'm going to give this one a 6. I think this one is awesome. I think as far as the white jerseys are concerned, it looks really cool. If we decided to roll out with it, it would be awesome. They would get some criticism, again, looking like the Detroit Chargers. But I like this one a lot. I think that, it's sleek is all I'm going to say. It's definitely sleek. Another white alternate. This one I remember seeing from a while ago. I should say gray alternate. The yellow on top of the gray. This is definitely unique in terms of color scheme. You could say a little bit Steelers, but it's still gray. I like this one okay. I would give this one a 3. Maybe a 4. I'll give this one a 4. We'll say this goes kind of more into the yellow jersey category, right? A 4, I think, again, I can live with it. Not my favorite. And then finally, this one. This one, somebody posted it on one of my socials. I decided to post it on my Twitter. This one, surprisingly, has gotten the most likes among all the jerseys that I've posted so far. Some of the early ones I showed you of the Navy, those were second place. They got around 800 likes, 800 to 900 likes. The yellow was in third place. That one got 750 likes like you guys saw. This one got 1,100 likes on Twitter, which is, that's significant. For my platform, that is pretty big. And that's a lot of Chargers fans that seem to be resonating with. Does the Superman help? I don't know. Does the Superman alternate also, skew some of the voting here? I don't know. But the icy, what is it, like lighter powder blue outline, I could get about it. And of the Chargers white alternates that we've been going over, this definitely is my favorite. It has that flavor of, the Bengals alternate uniform that's so sleek, it's so clean, and this it looks like ice to me, like white, white lightning trapped in ice. I don't know. I love it. I think it's very clean. It's very sleek. I would give this one a 7. Right, I think this is pretty, maybe even an 8. The 7 I think is pretty good. Of the white jerseys, I think that one's pretty nice. We've been ranking these other ones, so I would give this one a 6, right? I think I also said this one was a 3. Yeah, this one I would give a 7. I like this one. I think it would be just fine as one of the alternates. It looks very, very clean. All right. And then finally, this one I kind of ran across, on Instagram or something. I'm going to give this one points for originality. This is a kind of a different jersey altogether. Kind of looks like a royal sort of blueprint, like a royalty. With the Chargers old alternate, or logo, back from in the day, the Chargers horse, if you guys will remember, on the sides, which is different, right? The design on the sides is different, but I don't think you could ever get rid of the classic lightning bolts. So this is original, but I'll give it a 2. You got to keep those lightning bolts on the helmet and on the sides, but I like the utilization of the old school logo. I will say that. I think some of the design work is okay, but yeah, there you go. All right, next up, what do we got? Oh, the black uniforms. I don't know, man. This is crazy because I personally love some of the black uniforms in the NFL. Some of the Steelers uniforms I love. Some of the I'm actually a really big fan of the Carolina Panthers black alternate uniform. I think those are really clean. I love the alternate Cardinals uniform too. I think black uniforms in the NFL, screw you Raiders, look pretty cool. I think it's intimidating. It gives you that, aggressive factor. That being said, I don't know. I'm not really about it. I don't think I really like the black jerseys on the Chargers. And if you do it, you got to do it really, really right. I think there's one on the list that we'll get to in a minute that does resonate with me, but it's tough for me. I feel like the Chargers. This is gonna sound stupid, but trust me, okay? When growing up, this is kind of my concept of it. I feel like the Chargers have always, in my mind, been the good guys, right? The way that we are brought up, or the way that we are designed, the way that we look like a superhero, kind of, right? We look like the good guys. There are teams out there that represent the bad guys, like the Raiders, right? Or whatever. But this feels like we're the good guys. And if we go black alternate, I think that it's got to be a little bit different. I don't know. That being said, I'm going to give this one a 1. I do not like this one at all. You got to really sell me on the black canvas, and the design's got to scream. It's got to pop. It's got to be contrast, all that kind of stuff. I don't like it. I just don't like this one. This one's better. I will say that of the 2, I would choose this one. That being said, I'm still giving it a 4. Right? I would prefer the yellow jerseys over the black jerseys, which is really crazy for me. Like, when you take a look at most of the ways I design, I actually used to work in film. I love dark, canvas. I love, being able to throw contrast on top. That's the kind of design work that I like to do. But that being said, it does not resonate with me, these designs. So again, I'll give this one a 4. It's better than the first one. I like the contrast. I wish the consistency of the outline were there. Maybe make the number yellow and then put the blue on the outside. I don't know. But either way, it's all right. It's all right. Some other ones I was able to dig up. More powder blue concepts. Again, this one is tough because I like the idea of using that powder blue look throughout the whole jersey. I don't know if it works. Again, I'd give this one a 3. I prefer some of the yellow concepts, which a lot of you are going to take offense to, but that is it doesn't quite pop for me. Then the yellow helmet on top, this is better a little bit. I'd give it still a 3, but it's a better 3 than the last one. Yeah, I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. You got to really cook with these. And again, I said this in my last video. I'm such a huge fan of the Color Rush era. It was like 2015 or whatever. The NFL, they released all these jerseys that were, one color head to toe. I loved that era. And there's so many teams that had banging Color Rush jerseys. I loved the Ravens and the Chargers, even with the royal blue, was so good, and it was awesome throughout the league. If we get something like that's a little cleaner, then yes, but I don't know about those. Another white alternate. This one I like a lot too. And again, you can maybe even convince me to take that blue stripe off and just put the white on top. Those chrome powder blue helmets, that actually kind of resonates with me a little bit too. If you're going to go powder blue, you got to do it in a way that's striking. And maybe that is something that would work. I would give this one a 5. I think it's definitely, up there, but I prefer some of the other white designs more. But this one's definitely pretty clean. You can convince me that helmet change is enough. But, I don't know. That the white jersey is going to be really tough to beat that like outline with the light blue. Oh man, dude, Charger Swap. This is one of the reasons I made this freaking video. Shout out to Charger Swap, man. One of the best in the business. He puts out some of the coolest concepts. He used to do a whole bunch of jersey swap work back in the day when we had new rookies coming in. He would put them in the jerseys, and they look excellent. He's like the best out there. He put this one together and released it, I think, after my last video. One of the reasons I wanted to do this video. Oh man, this is it, dude. So we got to go back to the front real quick. Let's go back to the front. Let's say that these are the home jerseys. Yeah. Ooh, 10 out of 10. Right there, right? Ooh, nasty. Well, we need a white alternate. Okay, let's go to Charger Swap alternate. Ooh, yes. Yes, this is it, man. This is the 10 out of 10 right here. I think I also grabbed the white pants alternate. Also love that, right? Just beautiful work. This is, again, if this is what the Chargers release, if this is the white jersey, and the previous one I showed you is the home jersey, I think we're ready. We're locked and loaded. Let's rock and roll like this. That, I don't know. It's perfect. It resonates. I think this is exactly what the fan base has been looking for. Again, could you convince me to take the navy stripe out? Yes, but I actually really like it on this concept too. So shout out to Charger Swap, man. You forced me to make another video. These designs are too clean. They're too good, and they need to be shared on the channel. So check them out on Twitter and Instagram, man. This guy's phenomenal. This is such a clean look. That is what we're looking for. The last couple I was able to find. This one actually wasn't so bad for me either. This was kind of, I don't remember where I saw this. I was just like, okay, what? It's kind of weird. It's kind of wacky. It's kind of got a Titans element to it with the navy. But it's better than a lot of the other ones I was looking at. Me personally, I think I'll give it a 5. I think it's fine. It's better than a lot of the weirdness that we've seen today, but I kind of wanted to throw that in. And then lastly, maybe the one that's the most different and the most daring and the most, brave would be this design. And again, this is one I showed in my last video. I wanted to close it out with this one because if we were to take a huge left turn and make it very different and very obscure to the Chargers, tendencies or whatever we're expecting. Me personally, I like this one. I would give this one a 7 or an 8. If we had to go a different direction than the ones that I'm talking about, my favorite ones, this is cool. It's intimidating. It's striking. It's different. It's contrasted. It's unique. Some people will say, no, it's not unique. It looks like the Steelers. I think it's unique enough because of the lightning bolts. It's edgy. It's striking. It's I don't know. I personally, I like this one a lot. And to the fact I'm going to give it an 8. So I wish I could put these all together on like one of those tier boards or whatever and kind of show you. But just for a quick recap, this would be my second place jerseys, and then really tied for first place would be all of these jerseys. This one for Charger Swap, and then of the same flavor, these jerseys really are what I'm hoping for, man. Not that one, these ones right here, man. Again, I could live with this one. This is kind of what I'm thinking may happen, but man, Chargers, if you want to cook, and either way, the face plate, I think I like the face mask as yellow as well. Man, it's just that is bravo. This and Charger Swap White, which is what we're going to be calling this one, Charger Swap White, that is a banger right there. And if you have to be different, you have to be weird, and you have to be, unique, I like this one. You guys let me know if there's other ones that you guys like. Do you like the yellow? Some people are going to die on this hill, man. You're not saying nothing, but some people really love the yellow. Again, I could live with it. Not my favorite, but it would be fine. If you go yellow, do this. If not, you guys know what my thoughts are. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me. This has been The Director. Fun times ahead. July 15th, the official reveal of the new alternate jerseys. I will be buying the new merch. If you guys didn't know, there's merchandise coming out that day too. I will be buying an Amari and Hampton jersey and a Trey Harris jersey. I'm getting these alternates in the collection as soon as possible because this is going to be awesome. Congratulations, Chargers fans. I'm going to say this is an event. This is awesome. We haven't seen this in 4 years when these jerseys came out. And that's, I think, when the other navies came out at the same time. Let's cherish this. Let's have fun with it because, again, we may not see new uniforms for another 4 or 5 years, even longer. I think the same jerseys were pretty much, consistent throughout the entire 90s, right? So who knows? when the next time this is going to happen, but we can all cross our fingers and hope that they cook. And knowing the Chargers, I think you can definitely expect something pretty cool. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me. This has been The Director. If you like what you saw here, hit us up with the like and sub on your way out. We'll see you next time. As always, bolt up, stay frosty, and tell me in the comment section what you guys are looking for, because I want to see what the consensus Bolt fam is thinking on these designs.